What's up, y'all? Chris here. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a showcase here on my Strength Faith build. And so I've got a pretty basic setup. I want to get just a little bit over 100 poise, so I'm running the Bull Goat's Talisman with the scaled armor and some Bull Goat. Of course, the Great Jar's Arsenal, because we are going to want to have these to boost any of the incantations we're using as well. If I ever need, I do throw on the Two Fingers heirloom there. But since we've got a little bit of strength investment, I'm just using the fire pots. And then sometimes I will switch over to this for the flaming strike, just because it does do an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage with that and Golden Vow active. And it just gets ridiculous. 940, 955, well, two-handed. So that's pretty fun there to whip out there. But yeah, guys, enjoy. Let me know if you like the video, and thanks for checking it out. I am using the physic that boosts my health whenever I get down to near death, so that saves me a lot in these heavy trading scenarios. But we're in another catacombs here and get run up on after we hang out down here for a second, seeing some commotion. And this helps me buy a little time there, but ultimately I get rid of it and I kind of get punished right after. Immediately getting greedy, going for another one, and Mr. Wizard comes down here, but we got no FP to do anything. Try to escape a little bit. It's a bit frantic with the fire still up here, but he does so much damage. I just had to take it and walk away. Try and get a couple sips off here, just to survive the barrage. And ultimately, I know you gotta take care of the wizard every time. The wizard will punish you if you're out there, but he stays a little too close. I ultimately don't get either of them with this one, though. So, a whole lot of Estus. Went for the Phantom Chug, and it's like time to reset. So I pop that physic I mentioned there, and I get a little bit of a defense boost, and right there it saves me from the dishonest Moonblade. We start off here in Volcano Manor. Take the opportunity. We're going to be seeing a lot of this today. But this is a pretty fun little time here when you get 3 people before Rygards fight here. They want to trap you with all this AoE. So I see that, and I want a little bit of hyper armor before I go into this next exchange. And right here, he is using the torch, so I mean, he is trolling a bit. I'll go for it again, and it catches him somehow, so I don't know if that was the latency or the area of effect afterwards there. And I swap over here to the Flame Infused Banish Knight Greatsword. Always very fun with Spinning Slash. Catch him with that jump to finish it. And here we get one of the very cheeky things hosts love to do when you take care of all their phantoms. Just hang out in the boss wall where you can't reach them. And he gets a couple cheeky of them because he can use the boss effect with that weapon while he's in there. But we hang out for a while. I can wait. I took care of you dang silly guys. I'll just sit here and wait. Oh, and he DC'd. Perfect. We take the little win. Nice little cheeky 3v1 to start off. Muscle Wizard, that's a dope name. We'll put a counter up for any of these Black Flame Tornadoes I go for. It is so overpowered on this build. It will one-shot. I'm sure many people have already been one-shot by it. Woo! That was a good one. A little cheeky. The catacombs. I've been wanting to get a lot more of these discovered, because I'm still kind of in my semi-first playthrough here. And there's so many to find, and I love, after discovering one, getting a couple invasions. I'd just done Cliff Bottom Catacombs earlier in this play session. But we catch this guy up here. He gives us a chance to buff while we let him buff up a little bit, because I believe in ours. And of course he gets the classic. And we finish him off. That was a pretty fun one. This is a little later in the game. I just finished this area and I came back, and sure enough, I was lucky for these guys to be right around the corner. Didn't have to go searching through the field. And of course, I try to get every bit of FP out of each chug, so I give them a couple warning stones there. But as I see them getting pretty aggressive here, I go ahead and switch back over to the Gallave. And sure enough, Hosty walks up behind me, unbeknownst to what's happening, and takes the full hit. And look, you're supposed to help your host, and you're the one alive. But we trade those. Again, I nearly died so hard. And again, we get back over here in Liurnia. I kind of like invading out here in the river. The lake, I guess that would be. But this guy gets me with a cheeky little hide and seek. I had no idea he was up there. Thankfully it didn't do much with no follow-up, but I'll always take a trade to get the golden vow off. It's just so valuable with the defense buff and the little bit of extra damage I get. Overall it's pretty good. If you're not using it yet, if you have any sort of, if you have the 25 faith requirement, it's, you can see I get greedy right there, trying to go for another one. It did maybe save me for a second. But here, out of the grace of the lakes, I'm gifted with the crab defender. He blows him off with some sleep, so we get a little bit of a reset here before we try to get cheesy. A little warning rock there, let him know that we got something. Greed, no setup there, we just go for it, but it ultimately was a good little fake out.
Got his dumbass.
Oh, the precipice. I find a lot of people will set up here
Damn.
in ganks, but it seems like these guys were just exploring it. I kind of see them on the other side of the cliff there, working their way over. So I take my time. I know there's all those things I gotta aggro down there. Of course, we buff up before we get in there. And use our little warning rocks there. But this one, I just love Stone of Garang, how it tracks for that far. And did good damage. Some people would...
Well,
I think this is
crazy
level
combo.
130 on here.
Oh yeah.
Don't have a ton of HP. It was a little overkill with the Black Flame there. See another one of them over here. And he could see it coming a mile out. But I hate it when they've got the flies spell. This guy is dropping some flies over here.
Oh, these do crazy
I discover
damage.
the power of the pot. After a little bit more cheekiness, then they start taking off. And it is go time. I don't know why his flies didn't track me here, but they just kind of dissipate. I must have been out of range. Nope. But here I'm pot-minded, and I toss it at him, and down he goes.
This is a wake up? Oh, nice. Thanks, guys.
Oh man, it's just so unfortunate.
That was pretty good. Not mad about that at all.
I'm sure they were mad about it though. I'm not a huge fan when I get in the pipes because I didn't get a ton of exploration done, but I'm lucky enough to run into them right there with a good little spawn for me. So we back up to the basilisks and we get a little buff rolling. Give the basilisk a buff too over there, might as well. Get everything loaded, chug the devious physic. Ready out here, but he doesn't realize I know I can hit him out of the air on that thing, and it is just over for them when host tries to back him up as well.
Bro, you're too good. You're a danger.
This one was a longer fight here, but it was pretty nice in here. I got greedy on many attempts for this, but we get them in here. They're playing a little bit passive after I show my hand there. So this man charges in, and I do get a combo here. I can tell these guys have been cheesed by this many times because they know the rollout pattern. But here they just dog on me, and I escape a little bit with my life, just barely. I go to get the help of the eagles. Buys me a little bit of time to heal up and get back over there. And might as well go for a rock while I'm at it, just to let him know I'm back here. That one clips him, and it still does 275 damage. Here he pulls out the double swords, and I just know he's getting ready to charge in, so I catch him with one of those there, but they're not done. The host stayed away enough. And I try to get a couple of these trades, and then I just go for it. The poor guy was caught in there. I'm pretty sure the bird killed him. We end up getting a nice little backstab on his summon while we're at it. Here in Limgrave, a lot of people set up some fight clubs here. And a lot of guys like to use the Ash of War swap on the Serpent Hunter. So I've been wary from earlier today, but these guys are ready to go. He hits me with the Endure and tanks all of this. But I've got my other red with me. I didn't realize he was a wizard, and he starts pumping out. And it almost kills me, but my flask takes care of it, and the trades are enough to get rid of the host while the summon slams on us.
Sick.
Finally get a good spawn in the shunning grounds while they're outside here. And do a little look, and I ultimately see him after I drop down, so I teleport up and oh, hey guys! I book it back.
Hey.
It's pretty fun down here because you can get silly stuff with them falling off the pipes. So I was ready for anything to come. But of course, I see he's aggressive for just a moment, and that gives his host time to swap spots with him and die. It was unfortunate. But I do end up dying to those night comets. Those are very tough. But trade right through it. This one was pretty silly because the guy's name alluded to him wanting us to kill the hunters potentially. But we do end up getting a hunter spawn down here. And we hadn't yet found the host. And once again, show our card, roll out of it. But we immediately get trapped in the spirit call. And that is incredible. But as you can see, our game plan is pretty set in stone at this point in the invasion session. We are looking for these L2s. We see there's a bit of lag between us, so we just take a second to reset. We're gonna refill our FP. And there's the host just watching us. I think I kind of realized what was going on. We take care of him in true hunter fashion. He goes for a glorious trade.
Are we dropping in, boys?
There he goes.
Gonna get my
I'm
shit
just, if he's giving me the time, I'll buff up to take care of this fella. So we ultimately go for the refill and the physic because it's game time now. But this guy, I think he's had this mapped out and planned out. You know, I knew he had to be doing something with a name like that. But after chasing him for a little bit, the other hunter never found us. We remember we can throw big rocks. So after chucking a couple at him here, he escapes with his life, and we go for some slings. I was hoping to save some FP for another Black Flame Tornado, but ultimately he falls down, and that was a glorious slash he came down with. It does do a little bit of that chip damage to our total health pool, but we go for a bit of a fake with the fully charged R2, because I just feel like you don't see that. But Black Flame for Black Flame, we end up missing. He goes for the beginning of it, and my flask saves me again there. He's got the full Black Flame build. That was pretty interesting. And he sends that over. He's beaten Malekith, I guess, right? But we know our only option here is to get the ultimate final trade, and we see him getting a little confident before
Got
he
your
even
ass,
gets
boy.
there. We know what happened. But that was a fun one. It was pretty long. He gave me a
That was a good
runaround
fight.
for a minute. Oh, and here in the mountaintops, another time I've gotten cheesed by a weapon swap is here in the mountaintops. I think people just get bored sometimes, but these guys seem pretty honest. Just looking for a fight out here on the ice. And we get all buffed up and ready. And show our hand immediately, of course. It's pretty interesting. We've got that. I would think he would have the madness with the death build up there. But don't see that very often. And he's throwing it out. It's like the only cover out here on the big ice, so it was pretty fun to play around. But here he pushes through, and we go for a trade on the R1 there, and he gets overconfident. The host goes in to try and catch me, but before we even finish the fully charged, it takes care of him. And
Cool. Alright, well, why does the host always want to be the first one to fight?
that's so true. Had to rush in there. Oh, at the Outskirts. Another place people are looking for fights here, but this guy doesn't realize that we get the iframes at the beginning. But he does have a good amount of defense and HP there, because if we leave him with 2 HP, I think he gets a little cheeky. His teammate wants to help him out, but we end up getting him. I thought it was pretty funny his teammate was using the Moog bubble still, just in case somebody had that Ash of War. I'm not sure if it protects from that, though. I'm pretty sure they're up here, because I had done a few invasions there, and then I can hear the sounds of the monsters. But as you can see, I just got my pot knowledge up, so I've been chunking them. I might as well use it. I got 13 pots. I go for a couple Hail Mary freezes here. That one was almost close prediction, but I'm gonna have to grind that out a bit more. And here we see him go for those slow spear chops, and then just getting outpoised by a colossal.
Uh-oh, boys, this is bad news. Uh-oh.
And we
Oh,
end up taking
man,
it there.
that Ash of War is too good.
Yeah, I think I got norovirus from there.
And this was a longer one in these catacombs too, and they give you the runaround, but we ultimately catch up to them after camping out the final objective. And
Hanging and banging.
we love to show them what we're about to kill them with beforehand, and we can tell this guy is super aggressive, so we take the opportunity from the trap to heal up here. And I'm gambling. I know he's going to be coming around this corner. And I couldn't tell if it was the same summon or one that had changed weapons here, but I go for the trade. And the host wanted to get the sneak up too, which is unfortunate. Alright guys, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know if you like what you saw, or if it's stupid and dumb. Let me know in the comments. Later.